John O'Connell, hello. Seeing you, how's things? I'll give it a few minutes before I start talking about what I'm doing. Matt, howdy, how are you? How's things? Not too bad. All good, Matt, all good, all good. Something a little bit different tonight. No drills tonight. Just about to coil my new shiny that I got today, but I need some more coils from you. I'll order some end of the month, no problem, CJ. What did you get? What's your new shiny? Kieran, how things? Morning, John. Where are you texting from? Brazil? $11 people in, good stuff. Runar, how's things? Runar Wilson. Today we are going to have unbox and build something a little bit fancy, and it is the Haar RTA. It's my first proper, true, high-end RTA, RDA, anything really. The only thing I have that's, I don't even know if you call this high-end, but the 250C, that's probably the closest thing I have to a high-end. I've been watching Todds Reviews for a long time, and he's never Martin, how's things? Stuart, welcome. Todds Reviews has never collaborated with anybody, and he has collaborated with Fan and Dell, and they've made an RTA. Now, Todds Reviews is on the scene years and years and years, and this is the first time he's ever collaborated with a company to make an RDA, an RTA, a mod, anything. And he knows his stuff about high end. So that's one of the reasons I bought or pre-ordered the Haar RTA. The name Haar comes from a Scottish, I'm going to look down now because I have notes. A Scottish sea fog. So that's where the name comes from. Kajganak, Krunoslav. How are you? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you up close. I'm going to bring the camera down and show you up close. I have a nice white mat, so hopefully the camera focuses properly. And I'll show you how it works. I'll take it apart and then I'll put a build in. I don't know what. I've opened the box and I've taken the RTA apart once. And I haven't put a build in, so it's like brand spanking in. So we'll put a build in. I'm either going to go with the Meltlong Aliens, the 0.5 ohms single coil, if that focuses. There we go. Or the RBA fuse slackness. I don't know which. I'll see which fits best. I also have a 3mm inner diameter coil that I might try. I'll see. I think 2.5 might be the best, but I have a fuse Clapton 3mm inner diameter. If the 2.5 is looking a bit small, we'll see. It's a collab with an unknown person. Van and Del, isn't it? Collab with an unknown person. Van and Del, they're a high-end RTA maker from Croatia. That's who he's done the collab with. And Todds Reviews, yeah. Right, okay, I'm going to bring the camera down and we're going to open the box and I'll run you through the specs and the whole lot. I have a few notes here, so we'll run through everything and then we will put a bit in it. And see, here we go. Any questions, lads, just stick them in the chat as we go. And that is upside down. One second. Boom. Who is Mark Todd? Is he Slavic? Mark Todd is a YouTube reviewer from Scotland, and he's doing YouTube reviews on vape related items for, God, he's years and years. He's got a lot of subscribers. He's one of the most subscribed YouTube reviewers in the UK. He does a lot of high-end stuff. Is he Slavic? I don't know if that's a piss take or what. Anyway, here is the box. So it's empty essentials. So that's Mark Todd Essentials. You have the logo, which is a cloud, and that is relating to the Scottish sea fog. And you have Van and Del Designs in the corner. That's their logo. Van and Del are Slavic. Okay, they're Slavic. So here's the presentation. So it comes with the Moutalung drip tip on the side here, and the Moutalung drip tip is 3.5mm bore. I'll take that out first. So that is the Moutalung drip tip, 3.5mm bore on the inside, and that is made of PC 1000 threaded plastic, and that has a thread on the end, and that will screw into the stainless steel. You can swap the top of the drip tip, basically screws off from both, and you can swap to a Moutalung or a direct lung. The RTA itself is a direct lung. It's aimed at the direct lung market, the direct lung RTA. It can do Moutalung, and it has options of airflow for Moutalung, but it's really a direct lung. It'll get me center. There we go. It's really a direct lung RTA, and I hope this thing is going to focus. Focus. There we go. That's better. So you have the logo. If it focuses, you have the logo here at the front. You then have the clouds on the bottom. You have the clouds on the bottom, which are airflow. This RTA comes with. This RTA will come with juice flow control as well. So I will grab this. Your juice flow control, if it focuses, come on, there we go. Your juice flow control is controlled by these two dots here. So this chamber here, so you twist that chamber, and once those two dots are aligned, come on, focus. Once these two dots are aligned, that means your juice flow control is open. And if you twist, which way are we going? If you twist this way, that is your juice flow closed. And to bring it back, if you bring the dots back together, that is your juice flow open. You have a 510 drip tip. 510 drip tip. The top is plastic. It is PC 1000 and it's threaded into the stainless steel drip tip. And you can swap that out. If you want to do mouth along, you can swap that out for the smaller bore. The bores on both, the direct lung drip tip is 6mm and the mouth along is 3.5mm. So we'll be using the direct lung. That's where the RTA is really designed for direct lung. It's Mark said in his overview video of the RTA before it was released that it can do a mouth to lung, but it's not a true mouth to lung. A lot of people say a true mouth to lung is 0.8. The airflow for a true mouth to lung, a lot of people would say 0.8, whereas the smallest airflow on this RTA is 1.2 mil. So it will give you a mouth to lung, but it's going to be a loose mouth to lung. It is from top to bottom. It is stainless steel 316. There's a bit of weight to it, and the 510 pin is protruding. So you can use it on a mech mod if you have like a 18350 mech mod. It will work. So it's protruding. You can see that. The airflows options you have is, so you have 3 holes, and this hole here is 1.6mm. The middle hole is 1.2mm, and then this hole is 1.4mm. Now, these 3 holes are the same on both sides, so if you flip it over, you have the same. Focus, yeah, motherfucker. There we go. So you have the same on both sides, so it's matching. So you're getting airflow to both sides of the coil. You have a single slot here. So if you move your airflow to here, that will give you single-sided airflow. So it will have the airflow, and it's single-sided. And then there's also a mouth to lung. Come on, focus. There is a mouth to lung option here, and you spin the chamber until you hit your 3 holes again, and again there are 1.6, 1.2, and 1.4. So the tightest option you're going to have is the middle of those 3. So that is the tightest option there, and that is 1.2mm for it's a loose mouth to lung vape. So we're going to take this apart now, and I'll show you the insides. I'm sure you want to see the deck and everything else. So we're going to take the top cap off, and the top cap has a, check your notes, John. And it has an inner cap, and it has an insulator on the inside, and it's made from black silica. So black silica on the inside. And there are your fill holes. They're not huge, but you should get a needle nose bottle in there. Should be fine. The capacity of the tank is 4.5 mil. To see your deck, there is a ring at the bottom, and that's threaded, so you take that off. And then you pull, similar to the Steam Crave, some of the Steam Crave RTAs, it pulls out from the bottom. And this is your deck. Machine, very nice. So obviously it's a single coil RTA, and your posts are open. Your posts are open, you can see there, and they've got Allen keys or hex heads. Now the measurements from post to post is 6.5 mil. I've seen Todd's or Mark's review, and he had a 3 mil coil in there, but it looked tight. Now from what I can get from his overview video, is a 2.5 is best, but 3 mil will work as well. So we're going to see what these Metalong aliens, how to fit. If they look too small, I will fit the 3 millimeter fuse claptons. We'll see how we go. So that is the deck. Nicely machined, very nice. And it's side airflow. So your airflow is coming in from the 3 holes on the side. Focus. There we go. Both sides. And if you want to take the rest, I'll explain the juice flow now. So we can take this fully apart. So we just screw the top piece off your tank piece, and there is your juice ports, and this has O-rings. The PC1000 plastic has 2 O-rings securing it from here to here, and your juice flow control works from here. And there are your focus, double there. You can see, so these 2 notches here mean your juice flow control is open, as you can see there. And if we twist, that is your juice flow control closed. So I'd recommend when you're filling the tank to close your juice. So before you fill the tank, close your juice flow, fill your tank, turn your tank upside down, open your juice flow, and that should lessen the chance of the deck flooding. It's a nice option to have. It's a nice option to have that has juice flow on any RTA. So we have it on this one. And just to say, lads, the machining on this thing, the machining on this and the O-ring tolerances are just perfect. Not too loose, not too tight. Everything just moves nice. It's got a bit of tension, but not too much tension. Everything just moves lovely. The airflow is slightly looser than the juice flow for tension, but it's still in a good range. It's not too tight, not too loose. You can see here that is where your juice is going to flow, and it's basically, Todd said it in his overview video as well. So you're going to have your, I get focus here first. Come on. So you're going to have your coil here, and it wicks very much like an RDA. So it's not like a what's that called? RTA, an RTA deck, like a like a GTA style deck. It's not a raised deck, it's more like an RTA deck. And what happens is your juice is going to come down here and on directly onto your wick. So basically just gravity basically is going to gravity is going to play a big role in how this thing wicks. I haven't used it yet, obviously, but I'm guessing that you need to lean more on the side of more wick than less, because the juice is going to go straight onto your wick. So if you haven't got enough wick, it's going to flood. I'll basically be just wicking it like an RTA. So plenty of wick here, and I'd say we should be fine. Listening to Mark, he hasn't had any problems, and he put several different builds. He's been testing for a couple of months, and he's never had any problems leaking or flooding. So it going by his videos, it should be fairly easy to wick. Right, we're going to put this back together, and then we're going to stick an alien, a micro alien, into it, and see how we go. So to put the deck back in, there's a notch. You can see the notch. Where are we? You see the notch there. There's a notch there that lines up on the inside of the barrel. You can hear it click there. You turn and it'll just sit nicely in. Now there's no O-rings or anything there, so it's obviously, the machining is obviously very good. It just fits in nice. And then you have your ring to tighten it up. The thread in there is just like lovely. Lovely. Very smooth. And then the PC 1000, little plastic glass, and then screw your tank back on. Everything just fits and just feels nice, like coming from someone that has never had a high-end RTA. It's just, everything just feels tighter and nicer, and the threads are nicer. Yeah, very nice. So there we go. There's the overview of the inside. I'm going to get I'll use my DNA 250C so we can get an accurate reading on the coil. Yeah, I'm just looking at my notes to see if I forget anything. Measurements. Okay, measurements. The width of the RTA is 22 millimeters, and height, not including the drip tip and not including the 510, is 40 millimeters. Stainless steel 316 top to bottom. Anything else I didn't get? For coil, yeah, okay. So for coil height, Mark has recommended using the grooves here. See the grooves there? You basically just sit a coil rod in the middle of those grooves, and that's the recommended height of your coil when you're installing. So that's what we're going to do. Right. So let's get a little alien in this thing and see how we go. See how it fits. Kieran, 22 milliliters, go nice on a side-by-side mud. I have just the thing. Just the thing. We're going to be sticking it on the easy mud. I'll stick it on that after we wick it up. So this is I better promote the company. This is a mount-along Alien. It is 0.5 single coil. I use them for mount-along in a tight mount-along. I use it on a Precisio RTA at 25 watts. But this thing has more airflow, so 35 watts. I'm guessing with a bit more airflow, and it should be perfect for a mount-along or a direct long RTA. We'll see how we go. We'll see how we go. Opening the posts would be a good idea, wouldn't it? Right, so we're going to use the Allen key from the accessories that was given. Okay. Fairly easy to install. That's what we're looking like. So we tighten that down. Any of those decks that have the open-ended, especially the single coils, they're very easy to coil on. Pradeep, nice. Thanks for popping in. Runa, nice to see you. Thanks for watching. Right, we will snip the ends. I'll try and get as tight to the. I'll show you the side view of that. So that is just using the grooves like Mark said. That's where he reckons, after a lot of experimenting, that's he reckons the best flavor. So that's what we're going to go with. Right, I think that's it. That's as good as we're going to get. So we're going to not burn it in at 110. I'll drop it down to 12 watts and we'll even 10 watts and we'll get it slowly burnt in. annoys the shit out of me when you try and unscrew post screws and whole addy starts to unscrew. Can't understand why they can't get threads in the opposite direction. We're getting there. I'll let you know where this is being stocked and what shops have been stocked at the end of the video as well. Mark put out a list of different retailers that are stocking it. I actually never said I paid. It was pre-order. It was the first pre-order they've done. A lot of people have been getting them over the last probably 6-7 days. I got mine today. I paid €77 and then it was €9 shipping. So that is €86. So there we are. It's all burnt in. I will heat it up one more time and I'll get the DNA to measure again and see where we're sitting. We should be sitting around 0.5. We should be sitting around 0.5. So settings, measure, and focus, you devil. 0.5 exact. Whoever made those coils or they must know their stuff because that is sitting at 0.5. Excellent stuff. Right. We will stick some cotton gauze in there. That coil looks proper, thanks Noah. Mouth to lung aliens, all available on the website, propercoils.com. Head over there. Cotton gauze is also available on the website. If you're looking for mouth to lung aliens, RBA fused Claptons, I'll show you these two. RBA fused Claptons, they come out at 0.6. If you've any single coil or RTAs, they run lovely. Both of those. Where's the lid of the other one? Both of these are excellent for like single coil direct lung. This way. And yeah, that's her sitting pretty. She's cooled down. We're going to stick some cotton gauze in there. I've recently put on the website cotton gauze. I put in some accessory stuff. So I was thinking, if you're coming to buy coils, you might want to get cotton. You might also want to get some nice scissors or tweezers and a few bits and bobs. Have a look on the website, propercoils.com, and you'll find anything you'll need basically to build coils or proper coils. Yes, propercoils.com, Noah. Head over there and have a look. I do mech coils, 0.1 aliens, 0.1 fused Claptons. I do 5-core aliens. All the coils I do sort of cover all the bases. So if you're single coil, dual coil, RDAs, RTAs, there's a coil for everyone there, I think. There we go. Now, there we go. So we're going to wick this like an RDA. So we're going to make sure there's plenty of cotton. Make sure it's tight. It's tight there. So as much as cotton as I can get into that coil. And we leave a little bit of length in them and see where we are. Give it a little floof, as Vic says. Give it a little floof. And we'll even give it a little tickle. A little tickle on the low, like mic vapes. There we go. A floof and a tickle. Stuart Ayrton, you little legend, thank you. He's just thrown in the link to the website there if anyone wants to check out the coils. I'm starting to think there's more than one Stuart Ayrton. Like there's like 10 Stuart Ayrtons, because every single live you watch, even the ones over in Australia, Legion Vapes and Grim Green, you see Stuart in there. I think he's multiplied himself. So there we are. There's the Mouth to Lung Alien 0.5 single coil, and it's basically just Wicking an RTA, so you don't have to get too complicated with it. Make sure your ports are, there's no empty spaces there. So basically, like your juice is going to, you'll see the ports there, the juice ports there. That's just going to fall straight onto the cotton. So I can't see this being very difficult to wick or to having problems. Right, so we're going to put a bit of juice on, and it's going to be some Wick Liquor Carnival. It is a jam. No, it's not a jam. It is a glazed donut. I've vaped this for a long time. I keep going back to it. Like I try different juices, and I always end up going back to this one. It's sweet, but it's nice, and it doesn't destroy your coils. So we will wick this up, prime the coil. I'll put a bit more power on this, so 10 watts at the minute. We'd put it up to 20. Sugar glazed donut. Absolutely love that juice. Yeah, it's lovely. It's very nice, Kieran. Very nice. Right, we will. Actually, we need to take that off and insert that into the RTA, and then put our little ring on, and then we're going to put it on the easy mod. The easy mod. Right. So that's us all ready to rock. I'm going to plug that in, find the notch, turn, and sit straight in, and then get our little ring and screw that on. That's the threads in that thing's lovely. Smooth as butter. Right, we're going to open up the airflow. We're going to find, come on, focus. Focus, you devil. There you go. We're going to find fully open airflow. There we are. Just make sure it's on both sides. It is. We're going to close the juice flow. So where's my notch? There's my notch there. So closing, separating those two dots, if you can see, separating this dot here from this dot here will close your airflow. So you want to close the airflow before you fill it up. Or not your airflow, your juice flow. And we're going to fill it up. 4.5 mil capacity. That's a fairly big bottle, and it's still handling the nozzle size. Insert your jokes there, boys. There we go. She's filled up. There we go. Now, so where are we here? So make sure come on, focus. Make sure my airflow, come on, focus. There we go. Make sure my airflow is open, and then to open the juice flow, make sure you line those two dots. And that is it fully open. It's fully wicked and full of juice. So we're going to stick it on the easy mod. Now, just a quick overview of this thing. It's the cheap version. It's not the DNA. I'm delighted I didn't buy the DNA version because it's fine, but I'm not a big fan of it. Now you'll hear now the button rattle. The buttons rattle. The threading in this thing is horrendous. You can hear the threading now. The threading is desperate. Now it functions fine. The menu is a bit of a pain in the hole to. The menu is a bit of a pain because it's not just 3 clicks to get into your menu. You have to hold the 2 buttons, and it's just a bit fiddly to use. I wouldn't recommend this. Are you going to get the mix, John? I know the Aspire one you're talking about here. And the problem I have, it looks better, I think, than this. The mix looks better, but it has the same board. It has the same fucking fiddly board. It looks like a DNA, but it's not a DNA. I ordered the clear. This was supposed to be clear. It's not clear. It's frosted. That's like. That's not clear to me anyway. Now, lucky enough, it wasn't expensive, so I didn't spend a load of money and waste a load of money on it. I've been thinking about, like, I'm sure you guys, everybody in there has spent money on stuff, like you spend 40 quid on something, an RTA or an RDA, like on the cheaper end, even like 25, 30. And if you think about all the money you've spent on like stuff like this, and like it's good, it's fine, it works, but you're not like, you don't love it, like, and you've probably bought 3 or 4 things, and they've all added up to like 150 quid, and they'll sit in a drawer in your sitting room, and you might never use them again. And then eventually they're just going to get thrown out or given to somebody or sold, and you can't sell them, or you try and sell them. And I've decided myself from now on, I'm just going to buy less. But when I do buy, it's going to be something nice. You know what I mean? Like, instead of just buying, I'm not saying this is crap. It's not crap. It works and it looks good-ish. But like, I'm not going to, like, in 3 months' time, I'm not going to be using this. It's going to be sitting in a drawer, and I'm probably never going to use it again, to be honest. So I think from now on, I'm just going to buy less, but buy better quality stuff. I have something nice coming this week as well. I'll let you know at the end of the video what the crack is. I'll be doing something similar to this. Anyway, yeah. So we're sticking it on the easy mod anyway. I haven't even tried it on this, but I've seen pictures of people using it on the easy mod, and it fits fine. Make sure nothing's changed there. I didn't move the airflow. The airflow is still wide open, and my juice flow is still open. So we're good. Right, I'll bring the camera up and we'll have a vape and we'll see what we think. was supposed to go. What happened? You must have been riveted by my video, Runa. There we go. So that was the demo. If only Van & Del and MT had a Haar mod, that would be very nice. I would definitely buy that. Just from like the first impressions of this and the machining of it, and if they come out with a mod that would suit it, I will 100% be buying it. 100%. Sorry, I was getting subscribers there, which is brilliant. Thanks, lads. If you're in chat and you subscribed, thanks very much. I appreciate it. Brilliant. Very much appreciated. Right. So there we go. Setting now, it does actually look nice on the easy mod, even though I was giving out about it. But it's just button rattle, and then that threading. The threading on top of this is horrible. You can actually see shavings of the metal coming off when you're unthreading your battery. It's not nice. But it wasn't expensive, so what do you expect, I suppose? Right, that's been sitting for a few minutes. We have airflow fully open. We have 25 watts, so we'll give it a go. Okay. It's a restricted direct lung. It's a restricted direct lung, but it's not too tight. It's if you have like a measurement of like this is mount to lung and this is wide open, it's probably like it's not in the middle. It's like closer to mount to lung, but it's you can still get a comfortable direct lung with it. And that is 25 watts, 0.5, single coil, alien. If anyone wants to know the specs of the alien is, there's the cap of the alien. Now these coils are all available at propercoils.com. The specs for the alien is, if it focuses, 3 by 30 gauge Canthal twisted messes wrapped in 38 gauge twisted messes nichrome, and it ohms out perfectly at 0.5, 2.5 inner diameter. That is a lot of cloud production, a lot of flare. That is fucking gorgeous. I'm not gonna lie, that's really nice. I've never, like, I'm probably gushing about because I've never owned like a high-end RTA, but like the finish on that thing and the threading on it, and it's gorgeous, like it's gorgeous, beautiful. I've been following the Facebook group. I've been on it since it opened for the Haar RTA, and some people were complaining about the clouds on the bottom, and I actually think I was iffy about them at the start, but I actually think like it doesn't take over the look of the whole thing. It's still clean looking, I think. You can see the seams there even is just perfect. Everything's just machined to perfection. Great review, John. Yeah, it's really nice, really nice. This is going to be. I'm going to have like if you talk to me in 10 years' time, I'm definitely going to still have this. Like this is going to be used 100%, and I would literally have a 3D episode. Like this will not be leaving the devil in premises. Definitely not. Holy shit! Todds Reviews, how's things? Something about watching an Irishman shout focus for an hour really cracks me up. Thanks for the video, fella. Much appreciated. Todds, brilliant. Love it. Absolutely gorgeous. Machined lovely. Very nice. Highly recommend, boys. Right. Where we go. I took a screenshot of where Todd said, I think I did anyway, where you can get them. Where are we? Okay, here we are. You can get them on steamisland.com. You can get them on vaporbay.co.uk. You can get them on Felis. Right, I'm just going to show this now because I can't actually pronounce it. Let's see, can I focus? Take a screenshot of that, lads. That's where you can get them. Where are we? Squape, you can get them at Squape, and you can get them at vapinart.com. vapinart.com. And vapeexperts.com.go. I can't believe Todds Reviews is in this. This is great. I think that's it, lads. That's not much more I can say. Highly recommend it. Excellent. The vape offer is lovely. Not a hint of a dry hit there, sorry. Not really over and down, brings out yeah, so what I was talking about earlier on is I bought something I've been after for a long time. And I know Todd is one of these. No, maybe not specifically this one, but he has a Vindicator. I know he has a Vindicator because I've seen the review for it. I actually watched it last week. So I ordered a Kennedy Vindicator Ruby 21. What I was looking for was the Vindicator kit in stainless steel with a copper constant contact switch. But the shop that I normally deal with, all they had was the Cerakote, and I didn't want to buy the Cerakote because the Cerakote will chip 100%. And the copper and the brass they had in stock, but I'm not spending time. I'm too lazy to spend time cleaning a brass and a copper mech. So I wanted a stainless steel. They hadn't got it. I waited like a month and still haven't got it in stock. So I seen they had the Ruby 21, and the Ruby 21 Vindicator is the RTA is milled directly onto the mech, so you can't take your RTA off and check your resistances and check for shorts. So it's not for the faint-hearted. It's not for someone that's new to mechs. So what I'll be doing is like an instructional video, probably. It's coming in the post Wednesday or Thursday. So I'll put it up on Facebook and Instagram when I'm going to do it's not going to be a review. This isn't a review either. This is just an unboxing and showing you my first impressions. But it'll be an unboxing or unbagging, because it doesn't come in a box. It comes in a bag. An unbagging of the Vindicator, Kennedy Vindicator Ruby 21, and I'm going to show you the safest way to build on that. Yeah, that's it. I'm done. 23 people watching. This is brilliant. I'm going to go through chat. Thanks to everybody for watching. I'm going to be heading off now. Todds Reviews, absolute pleasure to have you in here. Runar Olsen, Shoestring Tim, the regular guys, Stuart, thanks very much. Andy, Fairchild, Kieran, Daredevil, Martin, thanks very much for coming in again. Noah Sander, who else have we got here? Noah Sander, Dominic Pelusi, Jem Hallen. Who else have we got? Am I missing anybody? Chad Dotson. You the Bard. If I said that properly. Who else have we got here? Victor. I'm not pronouncing your second name. Thanks, Victor. Tim Lease 100. Thanks very much for popping in. CJ, thanks very much. And I think that's everyone. I think. John O'Connell, thanks very much for popping in first in that. So the Kennedy Vindicator unboxing and build tutorial will be probably Wednesday or Thursday night. I'll put it up on the Instagram page and the Facebook page. Proper Coils for Instagram, Proper Coils for Facebook, John_Devlin for Twitter. If you want any handmade coils or any accessories for building your coils, head over to propercoils.com and check out the website. And thanks very much for watching. See you.